These are, yeah, no. So every one of these here you see at the moment, yes, these can be for different hypes. These are essentially ones that I have come through and created and made or have used as references too as well. And then gone from that and then brought them into actual hypes into here in Hyperfy. Yes. Yes. So it's kind of a lot of back and forth, I guess you would say. You can see up here too, kind of the recent ones that you have open. You can scroll through and you can always click on those test ones like we had earlier. There's a little bit of a set of cursor rules. This is something that also, good point, getting back on the track. Thank you for that question. Hyperfy apps.mdc. This is a set of essentially rules that Howie has put together. And essentially it tells Cursor and gives it a, I guess you would say, not necessarily a list, but, set of rules to follow by, especially when it comes to how you would want to create a hype in Hyperfy, right, from scratch. Because you might just be able to open up Cursor and there's, nothing. You can tell it what Hyperfy is going through, but like if you don't actually set up your docs panel or have that information from the GitHub or whatever resources you wanted to, like we fed into it just a little while earlier under your docs. It might not have the actual information that goes in there to, know what you're wanting to do. It can because it's a 3JS environment, it's in this or that depending on what you have already set up, but might not specifically know how to set that up for Hyperfy. So in here, in this specific one, we have a couple of different, how do you put it? It's rules, but it's also different instances in how to structure it, how to structure the code, what should come before other things, how to configure it in the options. And so once this is actually added into it and fed, Cursor will, if it's in the project settings, know, all right, this is a Hyperfy, environment that we're going into. It'll use this only and, set it up in the structure. So that's kind of how we've managed to get things like this here.
No, that's awesome, because I was just playing around and using, Claude for a bit, and it was like doing crazy things not based on, I definitely needed that.
Yes.
To feed it correct information. I was not doing that. That's really cool.
And granted, I'm probably definitely not the best person to be explaining this because this is maybe a month and a half now too that I've even understood the coding side of things. But yeah, Howie showed me how to get it set up in Cursor, and it's kind of taken off from there.
Awesome. No,
Remembering
like
how I do, and this is
Because like you get my pain, where I still want to get to the level, of what they want, and it's really cool to see how it's formatted, how it takes that. And that's what I assumed it did, but I hadn't seen it broken down like that, so that's really helpful. Thank you.
It's not a problem. It's not to say that you can't use, Ricket and some of these others. Like I know MetaMike, other people they use Windsor, and there's people have made a few too with Grok, and then had them back and forth going in between a lot of, it just kind of depends. But I think overall, with Cursor, with the amount of different agents or not agents, but models and stuff that it can give you, whether it's, it has a large access and you can add more, which is still here. You'll see here, let me go to models. It gives you a list that you already have, but you can always add a new. So it's not just a Claude or, I've got a few set up here. DeepSeek 3, GPT-4, Minis, Grok 2 I've got set in. You pretty much have a good list of different models you can use with always having a ability to add more in there. And I think that comes in handy depending on what exactly you're trying to go for. Claude obviously 0.7 being the highest one available, but yeah, if you just got something like a simple chat bot or something, like an AI companion in here or anything like that, and you want to use a model, you might just want to use a regular language model and chatbot versus something more complex that handles everything else, because it might be a little bit too much.
Yep. Cursor's not, it's free up to a certain point, and then So if you'd use all the different language models, do you have to have subscriptions to all of those, or just to Cursor?
Not necessarily to those models in particular. If you have at least from my experience, I have the just base, just the pro $20 a month model of Cursor. And after a certain amount of those, I guess you would say requests on their fast ones. So let me see if I can go back up to the settings. Granted, mine has been down. It will give you like you'll notice in the side it'll say like fast responses, fast not. So you do have, I think, a limited amount of the main one for Claude itself. And then through the GPT-4 and other ones, you'll have unlimited. So let me just go to, see if I can go to my settings and find that on my, let me see.
I was just curious about that.
Yep.
I have so many subscriptions that I'm canceling now because it's getting out of hand how much I'm paying a month with these crazy subscriptions.
Yeah. So no, yeah, definitely in that sense, yeah. If you use in Cursor, you can actually get rid of some of those other subscriptions because some of those are also included within here. You know, you might notice a little bit. It'll say fast response, non whatever, yeah, slow response, but it still will, and you can swap it up to however you need it to be. Oh, let me find my other ones. We done got a little sidetracked here. Here we go, helicopter. So this is something we was kind of working on just a little while earlier too, I guess, in that sense. The networking, making sure people could see what's happening when another player does it in the world.
It was working.
Yep. Oh yeah. Some things work, some things don't. That's just kind of a issue inside of Hyperfy at the moment. Like everything, not issue at the moment, but yeah, having an item properly networked. So you remember back in the days with the ball, like that anything like this, anything that you can see another player interact with and move. Yep. So like a cone, if I was to walk over this and I can move it, pretty much if they had another player in here right now, they'd be able to see that pretty easily. Or like when I pick it up and move it, there we go, and drop it, they'd see that instantly. But some items aren't always fully networked. So you might have it and somebody's taken off in one thing and you might just see them standing there, but you can hear everything else in the world. Yeah, if you've been in the play world, you might have noticed it sometimes too as well. But yeah, it's just one of those. That's about it. I'm not sure if I did if that was informative enough, but
That's great. I've got to read some docs.
Yeah, definitely a good start, and we can get a like full on coding with AI laid out a little bit better and do like a proper episode on it and kind of go through all the steps too. I dropped some links in the side chat for Cursor, and for GitHub Copilot offers you a decent amount of free credits as well on most of the major models. Open Router allows you to use a bunch of different models as well. You can also pay via crypto on Base for subscriptions and stuff. Codium Windsurf is another option some people like to use. And yeah, we'll keep adding to this. Also, the super prompts section, starting to drop people's base prompts for like what to kind of lead the AI into giving you better responses, having a better idea of what's going on in the code base. We'll add some more to this as well. I love the fire background in your world right now, or the jets.
yeah, everything that's going in. This is I know we both kind of have them in both tabs now with mine, and this one here, I know how he's sitting up here setting this one up. He's been doing some crazy stuff with a little bit different building modes, some different controls and things like that. We kind of got a set world over here. It's looking insane. So I can't remember which one it's in at the moment, but oh yeah, this is it. You're hearing both of them.
Yeah, I think one of the things with AI that some of us have talked about is kind of choosing and learning like which models are good at answering what kind of questions, and sometimes you don't need to always ask Claude 3.5 and like burn through your credits if it's something maybe a little more basic that something like Quinn could respond to. Quinn being a different model made by like Alibaba. They have a Quinn coder, and DeepSeek has some coder ones added onto. So I dropped a Hugging Face chat in there, which gives you access to all the open source models.
That's a really good
Cursor actually does that built in now. It's got an auto mode in the newest update. Where it selects the model based on the prompt.
This is like I was about to show here now because I'm back in it, and that's a good point too as well. You can still see my screen. I'm in here at the moment. I pretty much now I'm under the agent, which will be agent is kind of like that. It's like an all-in-one, has the think, process, everything. If you go to edit, strictly code, it'll only go into in that sense when you ask it. But then if you're in the ask mode, and you choose which model, like Howie just said, it'll pretty much pick the right model that goes into for that function. Like something, how can I put it? Good point. Hex codes. Just wanting a couple of those, ask it for some hex codes going into that, and then, use the actual ask mode in there, and it'll understand, okay, hey, here's this. Won't change the code, just gives you that. But, like if you see now what I'm about to do at this moment, going into an agent mode 3.7 thinking, I'm about to add some more seats to the helicopter, and it understands that through the fact that the model itself in Hyperfy, when I inspect it, here we go into it, you might notice here bunch of different seats, different parts, things like this. When you feed things like that into Cursor as well, and it also understands what you're working with in that model, it'll also, put that into your code in a sense, like it a lot easier than it would if it didn't understand what you were working with. That's probably another aspect of it too. When you feed it the right stuff, it truly still magic to me.
Yeah, I don't know if Howie, you got any other things to kind of tack on to the Cursor thing without having to get too much into it, I guess. Anyone else has something that they want to share or ask about?
Definitely.
Zenith, seen you around a little bit. We're kind of having a little more of an open session today, so if you have any questions about things you've been doing in V2, or if you have anything you want to share about what you've been working with. Or Zenko, if you have any updates you want to do about Hyperhosts.
Feel free to come on up.
By a bunch today. Zinolf. How do you say your name? Zinolf.
I just looked at my AI models folder. It's like 400 gigs now. What the fuck?
Oh, you shouldn't let it run all night.
Felons.
Yeah, I told you.
No. I'm downloading models.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not from that tool. That's gonna be SCO's problem.
Mm.
Oh, that's how I pronounce it. Is felons? It's backwards. Oh, good to see you, felons.
Is it?
Now
Yo, felons in the chat, indeed.
What have you been building in V2, felons? You doing music stuff yet?
It's been a minute.
Did you see the drum pad that a crew made? So I'll forward it into the chat here. Speaking of vibe coding, he vibe coded a drum pad, I think using Web Audio API. Bada boom, it's right here. Forward it over.
I'll pop it into my world real quick. There we go.
You might be interested in this, felons.
It's nuts. If you hear my stream going at the moment, you'll see.
Yeah, it's playing. I'll have to play with this and get it working in VR and also like buttons. Change the colors and stuff. Yeah, we can add on to this a bit. I haven't looked at how it works yet. Let me send the... Did it forward also the hype? Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. Yeah, totally. Jump up, Senko. How do we invite you?
Oh wait, yeah. Let me turn my stream off. My bad.
Or do a request to come up to this. Yeah, it looks like you did, huh? There we go. Should let you come up now.
There we go.
I think it should have given you a little pop-up to say accept. Yep.
There he is.
How's it going? Zenko, am I saying your name right? Yep.
Yep.
You just call me Janko. That's Z is for my first name, but a lot of my friends just call me Janko. It's easier.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm still working on a couple of the features, but I want to get like the next version out hopefully towards the end of this week. Just juggling a lot of projects at the same time.
Totally understand.
All right. Let's see. Let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so this is like what I have for the landing page for it. We'll have like a little features section up here. That will be like a pre-selected 5 apps that will have like a nice thumbnail to show off the app. And then here we'll have like the trending apps, which will probably just show the latest apps that you can scroll back and forth on. You go to view all and like see all of the apps that are available in the marketplace. And these will all be searchable. Like you can search by like the creator, by description, by title, by tags. Like make it easy to find like what you're looking for. I have collections done too, where like you could have like a group of 5 apps that all have to do with a specific feature you're building, and you could group them all into like one collection. And then when you go on that collection page, it'll just show you like every app that is part of that collection. I still have to set up like nicer loading states for each one. So you'll have like a description of what this collection is, and then all the apps that belong to that collection will be under there. The tag sections will be able to add like a specific tag that you want to add to each one. So if you just click on like games, you'll see only apps that are related to games. And then if I go to an actual, like an app, this will be like the actual app page where you'll see like the individual downloads. The downloads chart right now is hard-coded, like it's not real data, but I'll set that up to like to keep track of downloads eventually. this could tip you in hyper tokens. That's working right now. And this is just the download button. Right now, I only have it set up for free. And this next version we're going to release is going to be just the tipping feature and free apps. It's going to be the release after that. That'll integrate like premium apps and paid apps. So here, like it'll show you the actual tips you get. It'll take you to the Explorer to see who sent it to you and when. Takes a second to load. You'll see the description, the license. Once you add tags to your games or your apps, you'll see like the tags section down here too, in the description. And then if Shifty like created more apps, then you'll see like all his apps appear here. And you could click like on his profile and they'll bring up like all of Shifty's apps. And I want to also include like a creator could set up like their socials, like Twitter, Discord, website or whatever, and have like a little bio for them. So it'll be easy for them to like share all their apps with other people. And then the review section too, where you just write a new review, give it a rating, and you can see like all the app reviews. And then here, this will keep count of views. Like every time someone looks at your app, they'll update by one. And this favorite one, you could like toggle it on or off. And if you're logged into our app, then you could go to your favorites and then have all your favorites in a quick and easy to access way. And like all these apps, once you have it like downloaded, or the free apps, I mean, you could just take these and drag it straight into a world, like through a tab, and it'll work directly like that. For the premium apps, they won't have that feature. You'll have to like pay for it and download it. But that's where I stand so far. I'm open to like feedback or like what features you guys want to see on it.
Is there currently like a way to, if you create an app, right, you pop it on there and you have it on there on the marketplace and you update it, is there a way to replace that with the current updated app that you have?
Yeah, so it'll also keep track of when the latest update was here.
Okay, cool.
That'll be like in the dashboards. If you go to your apps, my apps, and then for each app that you have, you could like go to your settings and update whatever feature on there and save it.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so getting there, but
it's like
yeah, it's looking good. I saw a question from Felons here who has a $5 a month hosted world, but hasn't been able to load the latest. Like, how often are you guys updating to the latest dev, or do you have that automated or something at this point? Or
HP has been updating it pretty recent. I think the last one was a few days ago. You could always ping HP in a DM or like on here, and he'll get that updated. He's the one that's taking care of the world's being up to date. But I can message him too if you want, like, make sure to get yours on the latest. I think the last one he did was on Friday, I believe.
Oh, okay. So with that, you should be pretty up to date, Felons. I don't think anything too big has been changed since then. I say that now, but I've just been cruising.
A lot. Some days it's a bunch. Some days it's yeah.
Oh yeah,
really just
in the last 2 days, it's been a bunch of stuff. But most of these,
I just messaged HP about it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, most of the changes in the last couple of days shouldn't be too big of changes with UI image, UI text.
I think if anything, it's more just addability stuff.
Math was added 4 days ago, so that might be something a little bit bigger. Most of the other things, if you got the V0.9 on the 11th, then you're pretty much caught up. So it was almost a week ago, so hopefully that one was pushed. For anyone jumping in, yeah, we shifted because of the hour change.
Yep. Oh yeah, I see Valiant in here. See Ash in here.
Yeah.
Welcome.
We're kind of having like a little bit more of a relaxed day, open sesh. People have any questions? We talked a little bit about Cursor, but we're going to go into more in depth on like a Cursor update later. Enko just gave a little update on hyperworlds.host or hyperfy.host, and where they're moving with the marketplace and the hosting stuff they've been working on. Yeah, Howie, if you want
See how
to
it
show
just
them
dropped in?
control Hyperfy, feel free to jump on.
Definitely. Yeah, we in here right now.
Yeah, I'm
What do
over
you
here
mean
messing
by-
around with it if anybody wants to check it out.
Do you want me to stream or do you want to stream? Because we're both in here. Do you want to
What do you
pop
mean by
yours or?
reload
could-
world, Phil?
All right, I'll pop it up.
I see Felon's asking a question about basic instruction for reload world. What do you mean by reload world? Like Control Shift R, like about reload, like. Just wipe everything. Oh, okay. To do like if you've made a bunch of deletes and stuff, you can run this. Oh, but you can't run this because to just start, you would probably want to talk to HP about resetting your world to a fresh state.
Yeah, as a user, you could just go to the lightning bolt like World Inspector and just go through and delete everything one by one.
Like down here.
Yeah.
Clear.
If you see my screen, you'll see
Yeah,
what
that's
he means
true.
by the lightning bolt.
The lightning bolt in the bottom left.
Yep.
And
It
then
gives you a full
just
panel.
click the eyeball, then the trash can on each one.
Yep.
You don't have a light bulb. You might.
You might
in the
not be
chat,
up to
type admin in the chat.
Good point.
And then it should pop up admin granted. The default admin password is admin, or it might not even have one actually.
If you're able to build, then there's no admin password.
Or HP sent you a password when you first signed up. That might be like Jenko might know more about that. And then what Doja's showing right now is a world that Howie's been testing around with some new controls in build mode. So yeah, if you guys want to show that.
Yep. I'm in here. So essentially, Howie will be able to explain it a lot better. But as you can see, when I'm in build mode here at the moment, it's normal as it pops up. My free cursor. Then I can just grab this, drop it, set it, drop it, set it, anything. I mean, this is, probably not the best explanation, but Howie, if you want to go ahead and I can just, go on screen.
Well, the build mode controls are still kind of like beta, I'm still kind of working them out. Today's mission in here, which is new, is the controller gamepad controls in here.
Yes.
So this world actually has full controller support at the moment, or at least for build mode or play mode.
Which is what you see I'm using now on my screen. I'm using my controller at the moment.
And if you go to also Doge, if you go to your settings, you can show that the world also has rebindable controls now.
Yep. Settings, go into here, go to binds, move forward, not set. You see, here we go. Play controls.
The default. Controls. They're just not initializing the default. I gotta fix that, but yeah, once the reset, and you can actually click them and change them if you wanted to.
Press W key. I'm gonna make that my Q. I'm gonna make my back button the E, and now when I hit Q and I hit E, it goes backwards and forwards. All right, let's just reverse that. All right. Yeah, move left. That's going to be D. That's going to be A. Completely.
That looks so cursed.
Oh, it is, because now I'm reversed. Yeah. So let me just go back to, W, but it works. Yeah. S.
Just looking at my keyboard like, what is that?
And you can kind of like ignore the build controls ones because it's got a bunch of stuff in there that don't actually function. But or at least yet, I guess.
Let's see in general. God, let's see here. Going into it. Build. I know there's a lot more to this here. Gizmos. Just being able to click where you're at on the world, don't matter what the item is. Into here. Instead of R being your inspect now, R is the duplicate. So I can duplicate. Right click is to inspect your pane. That is very handy.
Yes.
When you're in this new build mode, you still have full access to your, mouse. So whatever you're clicking at right here with like left click, right click, doesn't matter. Inspect tree, you see, go to this spec tree dead one. But when you click in on your mouse scroll wheel, you can control your camera as well. This is how you control that within build mode in this version. Yep. So you might think you can't just move around if you pop in and you're like, oh no, what's going on? Mouse click in. Back, right click, move, left click. Duplicate R. You also still have controller functionality when you are in build mode, just not for the build mode stuff itself. So you can fly around, use the controller, makes it go a lot easier. Camera controls too, hey, he's got it set up here at the moment. If you right click in on your controller, depending on what you're using, Xbox, PS4, PS5, I'm pretty sure. I think what you're using Xbox at the moment, Howie, or which one are you using?
Yeah, I have an Xbox controller.
Okay, yeah, and I'm using on a PS4 controller, just a dual shock. And so like I right click in and I'm zoomed in, camera angles, zooming around.
That'll be fun to play around with some.
Yes.
Yeah, I was still playing around with it a bit, trying to figure out what a good control scheme would be for it even.
Yeah. I think we also need some more things built that you would use a controller for other than just like build mode stuff. Like things like the drum pad and stuff, for example,
Yeah.
being able to jam out on some, or the battle royale type stuff Shifty's been working on or stuff like that.
Well, that's one thing I noticed actually, even just like in building this is like since I've had controller support today, like I've been kind of looking at it different. Like I've been picking up my controller in play mode and like wanting to use the controller, and then I've been viewing like what I've been building a bit differently. Like it feels more like I'm I don't know, like I'm playing something, I guess.
Like I'm making a game
like
type
more
stuff, yeah.
more immersive, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Well, we're about at that hour mark. Does anyone have anything else that they want to tune in and share? I know this was kind of like a loose session that we kind of jumped all over the place, but the next couple weeks we hope to be a little more booked with some VRM stuff, some avatar things, a more in-depth, like setting up cursor, maybe setting up windsurf. Some people are a little bit busy on things, so MetaMike's been one of the main users of windsurf, so we might be able to get a pre-recorded video from there. As far as cursor goes, we have a handful of people that are around quite often, so we could set that up. I know people like May are using Klein and VS Code, and I've been doing a lot on just seeing what Quinn can do in Hugging Chat, and so we can go a little more and hope maybe we can do a more in-depth AI one next week, and then that can give Valiant a little bit of time to mentally prepare to hosting one for VRM stuff. Oh, Felons, you're up on stage. Did you want to say something? Sorry. Hello.
Yo, welcome, felons.
Cannot hear you if you're trying to talk. All right. Is it just me or can nobody hear Felons?
I cannot either.
Okay.
Can't.
Matt, I saw you pop in recently too. We just kind of had an open session. Is there anything that you've been trying to learn about or would like to see more in depth about in the coming weeks? 1v2. Do you have any specific questions on or showcases if you've been doing something cool you want to show people? We switched an hour back for daylight savings. Some people are getting used to it. Oh, look at all those raptors. We got different. Oh, is that where
We're gonna have so many Susans.
Oh my
That's where
god.
Vox got the Terminator one? Yeah.
This is
What about the
crazy.
glowing red eyes? Was that just something Vox did, or did you do that? I saw in his world they had like red glowing eyes too.
Y'all want me to pop over real quick into Voxes and see the Terminator one?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Gotcha.
Yeah, maybe the side chat might not be visible. Show what we're talking about
Yeah.
with raptors.
Alright. Here we go.
Hopefully we'll get a session going with Fox showing a little bit about bacon lights and emissions and stuff too, so you can get some cool looking worlds like this.
I don't think
And
the
yeah, as
Raptors
always,
liking me
there
right now.
I'll bump this link here. There's a tally form. There's 2 tally forms on this page right here for offering or requesting like different workshops. It will do a little embed in the page and you can fill in the information for something you want to show or something you want to see. We need to dial in the anchors that Ash made for the Raptors too, that we named Susan in our world Valiant. Oh wait, that's not the right world.
It's a lot of drama house.
Yeah, I just like defaulted to play world. I don't know. If you want to show it because you're already up.
Oh, this place is amazing.
This is Valiant. This is
Yeah,
Valiant's world.
yeah.
That's cool.
Susan done jumped that at me, bro.
Mm.
It gets crazier by the day.
What do you mean, Felon's tutorial session to learn stuff, or so we do this every Monday right now. So if there's something specific you want to learn about, also all the other ones you can find from that link are embedded in there from YouTube. If you're looking for like more one-on-one things, we've been talking about kind of offering some more sessions like that. But for right now, we're kind of doing the group thing. So yeah, the first 4 are like going all through the installation as if you don't really know anything about cloning a repo. Second one's all about hosting. Third one goes more into like optimizing assets and working in Blender a little bit to get things into your world. And the fourth one goes a bit deeper, kind of took a jump about how to deal with hypes and branches and roll-ups, some mods and stuff. So we decided to kind of like take a step back and go the opposite direction this week and have a little bit of an open session. So yeah, if there's anything specific that you're looking for, feel free to fill out the tally on the top of the page. So the two blue buttons. Is that music coming from the world?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy in
That's
here.
awesome. Where? I want that. I want that. I want that fish guy.
It's like a mixture. I have 4 tabs open right now, so I think all of the sounds combined to. If I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
pretty
still-
sure, the guitar solos and the stuff like that, you hear, and that music is from, and the crickets and stuff are from Fireplace from Howie's, Crickets from mine, things from this one, yes.
You want to add
the
another
fish guy.
sound? Go to hang on, I can get the URL. It's Solana.
Yeah, go to Solana. Go to Solana right now so you could show
Go to
writing
Solana.
season.
All right, let's go. Hold on, drop it in the side chat. Let's
It's
make it
inside
5
chat,
tabs.
right?
Let's see how
I got
really
it.
optimized Hyperfy truly is, and or
Whoa,
how
there
good
are
my
a few
PC is.
unoptimized. The guru guy, I deleted like 7 of them because we need to optimize that mesh model because it's a little out of control
This is
having
sick.
16 meg gurus in there wasn't necessary.
Susan may have fallen out.
We
Did Susan fall off the world? No
I
way.
reset Susan.
Oh, yep, I hear her. No worries, phones. We do it every week at this time or like an hour before this time. They're all recorded, so any of the ones we mentioned you can catch up on. And yeah. I know, we need to figure out why Susan keeps falling off the world. I need to put her in a cage or something.
Listen, Susan just likes to fall under the world.
Well, I replaced the base environment with just this one, and it's not very, we didn't scale it or anything, so it's a little short, but it should be 100 meters. It's more than 100 meters in every direction, I think, and that's what the radius is set to. Maybe we just need to make the radius smaller for her so she kind of stays within these buildings.
The hardest radius. This might be something that's new.
It's in
Ash, I
the
see you
season.
down there listening. Has the default world size gotten bigger for the cube, or like the terrain?
The radius is in Susan. It's default at 100 meters. It's in the Susan code.
Okay.
And then what I'm saying is I replaced the grass in this world with this model, so it's a lot smaller than what the original one is.
Doesn't go
I
to
don't-
the. I see it. Don't. Okay.
Also, the audio stays at the original point of Susan. It doesn't move with her. That's funny.
What? No, that's not how it was working before.
That's what me and Peasy are hearing right now.
Hmm.
Ash, you broke it. You broke Susan.
No, I don't think so. I also
No, it's
he
probably
had commented
something
out,
simple.
He commented out all the audio. I uncommented it, so it might be confusing the client and server aspects of it.
Oh, maybe.
Josh, we were just mentioning maybe doing a VRM episode, and I tagged you about showcasing like open source avatars, and we can show how we also set it up in this world. When you spawn in, it gives you a random one based on which ones are on the avatar stand there. But maybe we can get it set up to go directly from the repo, so you can, without having to have them in the world, can like pull in whichever ones you need. Peasley's been talking about experimenting with that. Right now, any of the ones that are here on the avatar stands, it'll like randomize and select one for you, and then that stays persistent through your sessions too. So if you've like created a name for yourself, you'll come back in as Cool Egg or
That world
Or any of the
also
other
has player scale.
yeah, that
Let me go show that real quick. Hold on. Good point.
that's a
Yeah.
Raptor sound value. It's an actual Raptor sound grabbed off of archive.org or something like that.
No, I'm small.
It's partially networked. I had to break some things.
There's also
I feel that,
another
bro.
sound.
That's
There's a porcupine sound in there too from that purple guy by the tree.
no. Susan is close. I just heard her. She's close. I just.
That's the
Yeah,
porcupine.
no, that's
that,
yeah. Okay.
Susan's kind of more like a.
Oh well, see, I'm broke right now, so I can't open the door. But I'm gonna just go around.
Oh, don't forget about the little cult corner.
Oh yeah, go over to the cult corner.
Making
To
my
the
way.
left.
Oh, who's the taco, bro? Who's this? There we go. Follow
I
me,
think that's
taco.
peasy.
Go over to the other side, the other one behind you. Actually,
Behind
go
you?
for it. No, you can go to
Which
that
one?
one. You
There's
can
a
go to that
bunch. I
one.
was about to say, wait. Yeah, there's a.
I think go behind this one. There's a portal. I think Easter egg right behind the pillar. It broke because I
Oh, it
replicated
broke.
it. Never mind.
All right, this side.
Asha did notice that if you replicate one of the ones that's set, it clears the set on the one that you replicated from for that portal.
You have to make them unique.
Even if I did that,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. You might have sound effects turned off on your settings.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
it's
Yeah, we did. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
That's also why you don't hear Susan. Susan set to sound effects too. You can change music setting or the audio settings between world and or music and sound effects. But I can hear Susan now.
Out of there before I get got.
I am Sataka. But yeah, that's some cool stuff that we got going on. Fill out the tutorial tallies if you want to see more. If you've been experimenting and want to showcase something, let us know. We'll get everyone dialed in. A little laxed episode to bring it back from the eyes glazed over parts that we had last time.
Get a nice
No
little
worries.
look at the worlds we in real quick before we hop out. This one's the
No worries,
Solana.
Ash. I was just talking about the hyperporter with the set. When I replicated it, it resets the set on even the one that I replicated it from, even when I have it on unique before I duplicate it. Okay. And yeah, let's fade out with a nice. It's the Solana one above. Fade out with some nice background music.
Yamanumka.
So many worlds, so much music. GPU at 100%.
Rookie numbers. Go to 110.
Soon. We'll get there.
I sent you the admin inside. Ash. Bada bada boom. Like always, people will be hanging out in general chat. If you want to tune in and chat, talk, there's usually somebody around.
We're there.
Take it easy. Thanks for recording for tips.